What's up, everybody? It is the Two Flags here at California Speedway today. CalSpeed Karting for the Tri-C Karters race today. I'm hanging out with Justin and Ulysses. You know them as Music Man 83 and Cmplx from MB2. And we also have J to the B, who is gearing up behind me. It's his first race for LO206 Jr today, and they asked me to come out, just document it a little bit. So we're going to tell the story of what it's like to actually be at the races today.
Trust me, I know the pain.
I had 50 pounds already on there.
I have to add 80 pounds to my car, so.
Did you run this thing? Did you start it?
We started it, hasn't run yet. All right, sounds good, thank you. Now to make Doug proud.
What's up, man? How'd it go?
Great.
Yeah?
Yep.
How's it feel?
Awesome.
Oh, hey, I'm
Yeah?
just gonna get a hose. I'll be right back. All right.
Is it better than MB2?
Yep. Daddy, I was out of control, but that's how I like it. I like to be on the wild end.
You like it like that, huh?
Yeah. I'm able to do real good like that.
What he's saying is he wants to be a drifter.
51.
5306.
It's pretty cool out there still, Justin, so
Yeah.
give it a little time.
Tires need to get a little more scuffed
Yeah,
up also.
yeah. You drift it more.
Yep.
So how you feeling today?
Great.
Yeah? What's your expectation?
Just
Top 10, top 5?
to go out and have fun. I don't really care where I finish, just have fun, possibly get a win. I mean, it doesn't really matter because this isn't counting for points. Just want to get some good practice for next year when I do the race.
Right on, man.
Season.
Good political answer. You're not gonna make anybody angry with that one.
Warm-up underway for all classes.
5 on his car.
Masters get the checkered on their session.
Can you get that? I gotta get my pants on. Okay.
And everyone.
You don't have I'm sure.
I think he just went and got some tape for me.
Tape?
Yeah.
No, he said he had to go get his transponder. Yours is on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I gotta make a 5 out of this?
Yeah. You want to do that?
I got it.
And a nice hack around, if you don't have zip ties on you, just put it in your pocket.
So how you feeling this morning, Justin?
Well, we'll see. I'm feeling optimistic. Brand new Merlin chassis. It's a 29 mix, and I think we can make them proud. So we're going to have to figure out what we need to fine-tune at the practice session right now. And then we got qualifying in about another hour. So we don't have much time, but hopefully we can get a good start. Start up front. Hopefully looking to start in the top 3 roughly. And then we'll see if we can snag another win to capitalize off that win in the season opener.
All right, you're rolling. had so many things going on.
Oh, God.
Bottom end was missing because we straightened the shaft.
Wait. What?
Opening straightaway, opening turn, top, done. Hold it.
Motor?
Try to pull start it.
Any idea what happened, Justin?
Well, it was running a little too dry apparently. I checked the dipstick. Dipstick told me it had enough oil, but apparently
lied.
not. It lied, yeah. Felt like the piston went right through the crankshaft, so
Oh man.
that motor is completely done, and I think top and bottom.
Behind the scenes. It's not all glamour, folks.
It sure isn't, man.
So Justin, you want to tell us about LO206? What's the difference between an LO206 kart and like what we race at MB2? For the people that don't know.
A lot faster, more exciting, on the wild edge of control.
The wild edge of control.
Just,
A little bit of drifting.
yeah, when you race these, your hands can get really tired, but your legs, they don't get really tired at all.
Uh-huh.
Justin, it's on your back
Your
of the
grip
trailer
feels
here.
like it gets tired during this a little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Sometimes I grip a little too hard trying to make sure that I don't spin the cart out.
Yeah.
My main thing, just get a good finish in the heats, because I don't really care about the heats. I just want to make sure that I don't wreck the cart in the heats. And the second one, I get somewhat of a good starting position for the main.
Yeah, right. It's all right. We're good. They make these things tough these days.
Not tough enough. I've killed one, remember?
That's true.
Time to take the CRG 18 car for a spin at CalSpeed. I keep on thinking this is a practice day, and then I remember it's race day.
So how does Mom feel about racing?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Yep,
You don't worry about him too much?
I do worry very much, yes.
See, now that's like the coolest thing ever.
That's the best $900 I've ever spent.
One step at a time. So initial impressions of the race weekend so far?
So far, so good. I was able to get everything ready in time. That was the biggest challenge. Now we're going, so feeling good. On the break.
Back master, starting grid. Back master, qualified, followed by a couple of heat races, and of course our main event. Track configuration.
Dude, I am so enamored with this thing. This is the coolest thing ever. Every man should have one of these.
Right?
How'd you feel, buddy?
Good.
You were getting in the 51s that time.
What?
Yep.
I got in the 51.
Yeah. 51.3.
Tell yourself, okay, maybe if I brake a little bit later, so I'm going to brake at the third cone. That's where you find that sweet spot. Okay? So that's what you got to do. You got to experiment.
Followed by Group 5, Briggs, LO206 Jr.
Justin.
Making your way up to the grid, Briggs. Yeah, that's the choice. Canada enters all.
how it's going so far.
It's going, man. Racing is full of character building weekends. We just had some troubles prior to qualifying.
Some struggles.
So we're out there right now though, and my little one. So they're doing kit karting here pretty soon.
Right on.
But yeah, we'll find out where we're at qualifying here after the session's over, and then we'll try to make whatever additional fixes we need to make before the first heat race, and then we'll get out there and see what we got. Everybody wants to run like the hardcore stuff. You know, some people want to. This is fun. This is fun right here.
66. Don't get me lighter. Don't plan on it.
Get you ready. Everything else is set to go. You're fueled up and everything.
So what's next? Is first heats?
First heat, yeah.
You should be topping out. You should be getting
Driving the power bus.
Stay with him and you watch the flag. You see it going up. Hit the ball.
It's just like us.
Tri-C Karters, second group, looking for the green. Racing.
Like he spun out. Yeah. Wonder if he- So we're halfway through heat ones. Little Justin had a little bit of a hard time. He ran it wide coming out of the turn, so bent an axle. They're trying to get it fixed. In the meantime, Big Justin is trying to get ready for his first heat. We're gonna check it out.
I mean, Luke is probably the fastest guy out there, and even he said, yeah, I can't even get to your bumper in the corners, but at the end of the straights, that's where everyone's good.
I saw you got passed down straightaway, man. Whenever you get passed down straightaway, take the gear off.
Yeah.
You said Luke is probably the fastest guy out there? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, he's so
just barely hanging on. It's a little sketchy out there. Hopefully it stays put.
And they're pulling it back around one more time.
13.5.
For Tone from the back of the pack, card number 5.
Alright guys, well I wasn't able to stay the entire day. Unfortunately I had to get back into town and it's about a 90-minute drive, so we're getting close to the end of the video here, but I'll kind of help wrap it up for you. So this is the second heat for LO206 Jr. We're only showing the grid for LO206. You can see the tag cadets up there ahead, so don't feel like these are the only guys on the racetrack. They're not. They separated them quite a bit so that way they could have some space to run before they caught the back of the pack. Prior to this this heat here, they changed the gearing out on Justin's car, and unfortunately it wasn't for the better. He was running in the 53s during this session, so during his qualifying heat he was running in the 51s, so he was actually much more capable than this. So it wasn't the best heat, but he did keep it clean, did keep it out of the wall, and you know, just more track time. The track was getting warmer and everything, so he came off the track, felt pretty good, was a little dejected that he was on the back of the grid going into the main, but needless to say it wasn't really his fault. It was kind of a gearing thing, so they just made the determination, we'll change the sprockets and we'll go back to the original gearing and set them up. So this is Justin's second heat here, LO206 Sr. You can see here he comes around. It was a big grid for these guys. It was probably 25 drivers, something like that, maybe more. But anyway, you can consider all the frustrations that he had earlier in the day, popping a motor and you know, just not starting off the day with nearly the amount of laps under him that he wanted to. Anyway, so we were all kind of holding our breath because you know, during the prior session he had spun out trying to avoid a crash, so we were just kind of looking to see if these guys could actually keep it clean going around the racetrack, and they actually did. These guys did a pretty good job going around, and you can see a lot of guys are going 2-3 wide in certain places, and Justin was luckily able to stay out of trouble. So anyway, they come around the racetrack here. It's never easy to start in the back of a grid in a karting race. You know, if you just barely touch wheels with somebody, you could bust an axle or, you know, who knows what, and that could be the end of your session. So you got to be really careful when you're doing any kind of open wheel racing, but especially karting, just because the parts are smaller and much more fragile. He got a good first lap, but unfortunately on another lap, I believe what happened is he threw a chain. Forgive me guys if I messed that up. I believe he threw a chain. So, you know, just another bit of disappointing news. Unfortunately, it's kind of par for the course that day. That happens with racing sometimes, man. There's just things that you try to prepare for, but things like this happen, you know. It was kind of unfortunate because he was in a points battle, but they did go back and they got him out there for his main later in the day. So, what happened after I left? Well, after I left, Justin would go back out with original gearing in hand, and he would make a pass in his race. So he would go from 3rd to 2nd, and he would end his first ever LO206 race with a 2nd place finish. Good job, buddy. And then for Big Justin, We're going to look at the My Laps data here. It looks like he finished in 17th, which is not too bad considering that he started on the back. So, you know, passing 6-7 guys or whatever before the end of the race, that's not too shabby considering, like I say, the depth of that field and how many guys were on the grid. So, anyway, it was a fun day. It was unfortunate that I wasn't able to stay the whole day, but I did have obligations back in town that I had to address, so had to leave a little early. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. Let me know, leave a comment. Maybe in the future I'll get some time to spin some laps myself in one of these things. We'll see. Thanks for watching. 2 Flags out.